guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is the 1st of December. If you watch my November vlog, I have just clicked stop on that clip, on the end clip, and then record to open this vlog. Hello, it is a very grey December day here today, so I do apologise for the lighting, it's terrible, but this is the best we're going to get today. So I just wanted to come in and open this vlog. I haven't finished a book yet, obviously because it's the first, but I do have Advents to start, so I thought we'd open those together. I do have a chocolate one here, but I've got to wait for the husband to come home tonight because we'll do that together. But I just wanted to pop in, say hello, open the vlog and start on these Advents. I am a spoiled brat. So I have my chocolate Advent, I have a book, and I've got a wax melt Advent. So I've got 3 Advents this year. If you're new here, I love Christmas. I get very excited and I do treat myself to Advent calendars every year. I did buy all 3 of my Advents, but I'm a big kid and I love having a little gift every day and counting down to Christmas. I have also got a bonus gift from Charlotte. So Charlotte and I, Charlotte at Books, Bargains and Being Vegan, swapped Advents for each other. We created Advents for each other this year. If you want to see my vlog of me creating hers, I will link that underneath. And we are then going to open 1 book a month from each other, all 3 next year, which is so exciting. But she was really naughty and she put a bonus gift in. And this says open December 2025. So let's do that. So I'm going to open that and then I'll show you my other 2 Advents. I have no idea what this is. It's a really weird shape. I'm just about to film an on-haul clip. But like, this is an average paperback size. It feels like a hardback, but let's just open it. But it's weird. I do, however, love this Robin paper that she chose. It's so cute. Okay. My voice is also a little bit croaky today, so I apologise. Oh my gosh. Oh, she's the best. This is a calendar. This is the Positively Present, Ready for It 2026 calendar. Charlotte has bought me these the last 2 years in a row. I don't know why I didn't guess that's what it was. And they have lived on my desk. And my 2025 one is still on my desk, I hope, in my classroom. But I, in case you're new here, got signed off from work in October and I haven't been back to school at all. So I'm hoping that it's still on my desk and the kids are kind of opening it every day. I absolutely adore these calendars because they give you, this gives you an example, like a little affirmation each day and they're just beautifully illustrated. So that's so lovely. Thank you, Charlotte. I will obviously have messaged her by the time this goes up. That's a fantastic thing to have ready for 2026 and I will take it back to my classroom when I eventually get back to work in 2026 and put it on my desk. So yay, okay. Then the next Advent that I have is this. So I think it was Laura. I put out like a message on Instagram being like, what are we doing for Advents this year? Last year I got a secondhand book Advent, which I really enjoyed, but I wanted to do something different this year. And I was like, what are we doing for Advents? And I think it was not Charlotte, I think it was Laura who said, oh, there's an Advent book. So I got this from Waterstones, and it's an Advent romance. This is Heart for Christmas by Sophie Germain. And you just open 1 chapter a day. So obviously I will review this once I finished it on Christmas Day, I assume, or Christmas Eve. But I'll read you a little bit at the back. It says, 1 month to make my heart beat. When 18-year-old April heads to the foothills of Mont Blanc to spend Christmas at her father's chalet, she is looking for a change after a long illness. Among the swirling snow and festive cheer, she reconnects with her best friend's handsome, daring older brother, Augustine. As romance sparks, she decides she's not going to let her life pass her by any longer. Is April's heart ready for a Christmas miracle? Open a new chapter each day with this swoony Advent romance to fall in love with. And I think this is YA. So these are the very pretty end pages. I haven't looked at this at all because obviously it's an Advent. Oh, it's so pretty. Who's illustrated it? Doesn't say. And then, yeah, this is the first page and it just says, open a sealed chapter every day and discover the next chapter in this Christmas story set in a ski resort in the French Alps. Make sure you have a letter opener or ruler and a hot chocolate by your side. Happy reading. So I will obviously curl up later on. I think I'm going to start my day with these, obviously from tomorrow because I didn't start my day with it this morning. I will curl up later once I've had done my chores and read the first chapter. But I think I'm going to start my day with this each day. And then, yeah, you've just got each chapter. Drop it. Is sealed. Oh, and it's got a ribbon as well. So yeah, I will start this off and then obviously I'll review it towards the end of the month. And then my final Advent, apart from the chocolate one that I will open with the husband later, is this one. So this is from, what is the company? Beautiful bespoke gift boxes, and the letterbox gift shop company, which is on Etsy. They're the same company, weirdly, that I bought my bookish one from last year, and I was having a browse and I was like, I want to do something different, and I saw wax melt advent calendars was a thing. I love a wax melt. I've always got my wax burner on, and so I was like, well, that makes sense. So I went for this one, and it's got this cute little nutcracker tag on it, and it says, do not open until December 1st. And guess what? It's December 1st today, so we're going to open this and see what we get for day one. So as you can see, I have not opened this at all, which is why I'm now struggling on camera with it. Okay, that's the ribbon. And one of the things I was really impressed with last year when I ordered from this company was just all the details. Like, that's so, if I get my face out of the way, that's so cute. I mean, that'll go on the Christmas tree. Perfect. Right, and then let's see what we've got. So now we're touching my arm. Let's see what we've got in here. Should have got scissors. I'll be back in 1 second. I need to get scissors. Okay, I have very carefully cut this open. And now, oh, it smells so good. I wish I could explain how good this smells. Ooh. Okay, so we've got some instructions, which I will obviously read. Oh, it's so cute. Look at this. Beautifully wrapped. I remember being really impressed last year with the quality of everything, and it looks like this is going to be no different. This is so cute. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this is what the box looks like. That is the most Christmassy thing I've ever seen. Let's get the knife out of the way. So it comes with matches in this cute little glass bottle. See, the label says matches. So that's a really lovely touch. And then there's all these little packets with the dates on. I think number one is this one. It also comes with, this is worth showing. I mean, obviously by the time you see this, Advent is over, but if you're looking for next year, it also comes with the tea lights to go into the wax melter. And then I think this is day one. So this comes with an actual wax melter thing, and then the wax melts, which, like I said, the smell in here is incredible. And I think it's a mixture of scents. So it's a mixture of, like, oh, there's some more tea lights there. So it's like a mixture of Christmassy ones and like general ones. So is that, yeah, I think this is number one. It doesn't have a label on it, says one, but it is the biggest thing in the parcel, so we're going to assume this is it. Okay, I can't remember, because when I ordered, you could choose, there was like 5 or 6 different burners that you could choose, and I can't remember which one I went for. So let's find out together. Oh, I went with the nutcracker one. Okay, love that for me. Let's get this out of the bubble wrap. And this is going to be one of the first Christmas decorations that goes up this year. Very exciting. Oh, look at him. So handsome. So obviously you put the, what's the word I'm looking for? You put the tea light in there, and then your wax melt goes on the top, and then you light it with the matches. So I'm really happy with that. That's day one. I will film B-roll as I open each of these, and they're all just like individually packaged with ribbon and all sorts kinds of stuff. It's so cute. I'm so happy with that. I can't remember off the top of my head how much it was. I think it was probably about £30. But I'll link it underneath. Like I said, by the time you see this video, Advent is over for a year, but I'm sure they'll do it again next year. And yeah, I will obviously tell you what I think as we go along. And yeah, plan for today, I need to do a little bit of filming. I need to film something that Charlie's asked me for, which I'll link underneath because it will definitely be up by the time this goes up. I need to film a very big unhaul clip. Behind you is 2 massive stacks of books that I'm unhauling. And I need to do the chores that I ignored yesterday. Largely laundry, cleaning the wood burner out, and a few other bits like that. And then this afternoon or this evening, we've got to go across to Bath because I have a CT scan on my chest, which is just following up from another health issue that I was having, but it's just like a monitoring scan. There's nothing scary happening, hopefully. But yeah, CT scan tonight, and then we'll see how the rest of the week goes. the 3rd of December, and I'm definitely in like Christmas elf colours today with the red and the green. And yeah, I have had a fairly alright start to the week. It's been, as ever, pretty quiet, pretty slow, but I have been gradually kind of getting ready for Christmas. I finally, on the 2nd of December, started my Christmas shopping yesterday, all online. I do need to go into town, probably into Bath, for a few things that I kind of want to like choose in person and like touch and stuff. So I feel like there are certain gifts like scarves. I don't like buying scarves from the internet, that kind of thing. So I do need to have a trip into Bath probably next week. It's not going to happen this week, to kind of finish off. But I have finally broken the seal and ordered some Christmas presents, which is great. I also managed to order about 99% of everything from Etsy, and choosing small indie businesses. So that was really good. And yeah, it feels good to actually make a start on Christmas stuff, given that it's like 3 weeks away. So that's been happening. Today I've had a food shop delivery, and we are hosting the family for Charlie's birthday gathering on Saturday, so it was a very big food shop. So I've done that. I've got soup in the slow cooker. I'm doing a cheeseburger soup, which I'm not sure about, but it's from the One Pan Meals book that I've been using all year. I got it in I got it in the Boxing Day Waterstone sale, and I have used it all year. I've really loved it, and everything we've had out of there has been really good. So I'm sure it will come together fine, but it feels a bit weird to be making a cheeseburger soup. But that's in the slow cooker, so we'll see how that comes out this evening. And tomorrow I plan to take myself to see Wicked, because I feel like I want to see it one more time before it leaves the cinema. So yeah, I'm going to go and do that tomorrow. But yeah, I have been reading. You saw me open the advent calendar yesterday. I did a bit of b-roll, but we do it together this morning. And yeah, I'll just drop stuff, shall I? Let's do the advent calendar first, because I'm desperate to see what scent we have got today. Yesterday it was lavender, and it was lovely. The scent threw really well through the house, and it lasted really nicely, so that was good. So yeah, let's see what day number 3 has. Got this beautiful red ribbon. I'm keeping the ribbons because I'm retying them into bows to put on the Christmas tree, so I thought that'd be nice. Okay, so day 3, what have we got? Oh, it's cute. It's a little rose shape or flower shape, and it is in the scent Neroli and Italian Cypress. Okay, so let's give this a little sniff. Obviously, so far we've not had any Christmassy scents. I know there are Christmas scents in the calendar. I'm assuming they'll come towards the end of the month as we get closer to actual Christmas. Oh yeah, that's very soapy, I would say, and kind of smells like clean laundry, so that's nice. So I will burn that today and enjoy that. I finished 2 books, both of which have been rereads. First of all, I completed a reread of The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore by Laurie Gilmore. If you saw October's vlog, which I'll link underneath, I started rereading these books on audio just because they are nice and easy. I've read them before. I can have them on the background whilst I'm pottering around, like cleaning and cooking and stuff, just like doing house stuff. And it's a series I thoroughly enjoy. So I reread this on audio. I haven't written down the audiobook narrator, which is terrible. It's the same as the first book. Highly recommend it. Really, really love the audiobooks. This is the second book in the Dream Harbour series, and this is a romance between Hazel, yes, who owns the bookstore or runs the bookstore, and Noah, I want to say, yep, who lives in the town, and he's a fisherman. And Hazel is turning 30, and she's always lived quite a sensible life. She feels like she might have wasted her 20s because she's not had any kind of wild adventures or wild love affairs. So she is kind of in that transition into her 30s. And Noah is also feeling a little bit lost in terms of where his life is going. And somebody starts leaving clues in the bookshop. So they start leaving dog-eared, which makes me shudder, books with like highlighted passages that seem to be leading Hazel towards summer adventures. And Noah finds out about this, and so they kind of team up and to try and work out what's going on. And obviously a romance ensues. And yeah, I gave this 5 stars. This was my favourite in the series until I read the Pancake House one, Strawberry Pancake House. We'll see what I think as I get through a reread. But I really enjoy this series, and this book in particular I really like. It's got a lot of things to say about mental health and self-worth and love. I love the relationship between Hazel and Noah, and yeah, I just had a good time reading it. I would highly recommend it. It is spicy. There are several spicy scenes in this book, so just be aware this is not closed door in any way, shape or form. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, so that was a 5-star read. And then another 5-star reread was my last official reread of the year, which was Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus. I got this beautiful signed first edition when I went to see Wyn and Harry up in Edinburgh, and I think that might have been 4 years ago, which is proper scary. What is time? But yeah, I got this from Toppings in Edinburgh when I went up there. And this was, like I said, is my last official reread of the year, and we'll talk about it when I do my wrapping up 2025 video. But I am using this as a finish a goal prompt on my winter reading challenge, because I'm kind of drawing a line on my reread challenge. So I set 25 books I wanted to reread this year. I'll put the video underneath if you're interested, from the end of last year. I have not read all the books. I was looking at the list a couple of months ago, and realistically I was like, I don't feel like rereading some of these books now, so I kind of DNF'd them from the project. And this was the last one of the ones left that I wanted to read. So yeah, like I said, we'll talk about it like when I do my wrap-up video for the year. But this, as I said, I gave it 5 stars. This is historical literary fiction, and we're following Elizabeth Zott, who is a chemist. And we start in the 1950s or 60s, and she is struggling to be a woman in a man's world, basically. And through a series of events, she ends up presenting her own cookery show. And she doesn't want to just teach housewives to boil eggs. She wants to teach them the science behind what they are doing in the kitchen and show them the value of it. And we kind of follow her along. This cover does not warn you of how dark this book gets. There are big content warnings for sexual assault and rape, for grief, for death of a loved one, for depression. And it's never said on page, but Elizabeth Zott reads neurodivergent to me. She sees the world very differently to those around her. She reacts differently to people than other people, all that kind of thing. But I love this book. We get her point of view. We also get the point of view of her dog, 630, which I love. And yeah, if you've had this book on your TBR and you've not picked it up yet, pick it up. I flew through it. I read it really quickly the first time, and the second time on reread was the same. And yeah, really recommend it. So that was a 5-star read as well. And then I've had this arrive today, which has my actual name on it rather than like What Victoria Read, which is what the label reads when I get stuff on my wish list. However, it says Vicky rather than Victoria, so I haven't ordered this. So I thought we'd open it together and see what it is. It might be something really mundane and boring that I've forgotten about, but just in case it's something interesting, I was like, let's open that. It's an advent calendar. This can only have come from my mum. This is the Heroes advent calendar. There's no gift note in there, but I would be surprised if it's anyone but my mum that sent me this. It might be my brother, but I will obviously text the group chat, the family group chat, and find out. But this is the Heroes Cadbury's advent calendar. I've now got 4, which is a bit excessive. But I can't lie, I will very much enjoy opening this. And obviously I've got 3 days to catch up on, so yeah. Mum or Ben, whoever sent me this, thank you very much. So we'll obviously find out and save thank yous properly. Right, rest of today, I need to, you might be able to hear the washing machine in the background, sorry if you can, hang out the laundry. I'm getting ahead on laundry because this weekend's going to be busy. You didn't need to know that. I need to get ahead on laundry, finish the November vlog to go up on Sunday. I need to do some Instagram scheduling. Because I've been scheduling Instagram posts ahead of time, and that's really been working for me, so I'm going to do some of that. And I need to get ready for tomorrow and prepped for tomorrow. And yeah, like I said, tomorrow I'm going to go see Wicked. Friday will be for cleaning this house and getting it ready for visitors. Saturday will be family birthday party for Charlie. Sunday we're going to go get our Christmas tree and decorate the house. And then I might talk to you before then, but I may well just come back in on Monday and update you on how it's all gone. 10th of December and the Christmas tree is up. And from this view, we need to get some more lights on it, I think. I am very happy with it though. I blooming love a Christmas tree, and there is just something like truly magical to me about Christmas tree lights. So yes, I'm very happy that it's here. We had a really good weekend. I'm exhausted still. It's Wednesday today. So we celebrated Charlie's birthday on Saturday, had the family around, which was super lovely. My mother-in-law did another beautiful cake, which I can't show you a picture of because it's got a surname on it. But trust me, it was beautiful. So that was really lovely. And then Sunday, we all woke up. Charlie had a really heavy cold. Gary was really tired. I was tired. However, it was our only time to get a Christmas tree all together and decorate it. Otherwise, it was going to be like the 22nd, which there is no way I could have waited that long. So we went to a farm that's not too far away from us to get the tree and then decorate it together. And it was just a really lovely sort of hour or so. Pottering around the house and making it all look pretty. We don't do like colour coordinated on trend trees. Every single ornament on this tree has got a story attached to it. It's very colourful and random and I love it. So yeah, that was the weekend, and then the last couple of days I have felt rotten, I'll be honest. Mentally and physically, it's not been a great couple of days. However, today I'm going to go into Bath because it's the only day this week where it's not torrential rain, and I need to complete my Christmas shopping. There's a few things that I want to like physically buy. Certain things I'm happy to buy online, but when it's things like I want to get a scarf and stuff, I want to be able to like feel it and be sure of the quality. So I'm going to go and do that today, which means I'll probably be asleep most of tomorrow. But yeah, that's the plan for today. And then tomorrow I need to film because I was supposed to film Tuesday and I didn't. So that you guys have some content for this coming Sunday as I'm filming. Hopefully you've had it by the time this goes up. And then Friday I'm going to go and see my mum and my brother for like a pre-Christmas catch up because we haven't seen each other for a while. So we're going to go have lunch part way between our houses. So it should be a nice rest of the week. I'm hoping for a better mental and physical health few days, but we will see. Still no news on my surgery date. I have started chasing it this week. So yes, we're waiting. Right, I finished one book. I have got a couple of things to show you. One that I bought myself. I want to open my advent calendar for today. And then there's 2 parcels that have arrived from one of you lovely, or 2 of you lovely people. It's come from my wish list. So we'll open that together. So first of all, the book that I finished was Meredith Alone by Claire Alexander. This was gifted to me for my birthday. I'm really sorry I've forgotten who it was. Oh, it was Michelle. And was it my birthday? No, it was just a random, because Michelle is so lovely. It was just because gift. Also, I've got my Christmas earrings have come out of storage. This was my prompt for disabled rep. I'm not sure if it fits it or not. I'll probably leave it in there just because I don't know that I've got time to read something else. I put it in because actually no, I think it does fit, because the main character Meredith is living with agoraphobia, although she tells you at the beginning that she's not, and there's no formal diagnosis of her, but she hasn't left the house in over 3 years. And she's having some really serious mental health issues. I really loved this. I think I gave this 4.5 stars. I need to check my StoryGraph. I either gave it a 4 or 4.5. I don't think I gave it the full 5. I did really enjoy this in a kind of weird way. It's very kind of, if you enjoyed Ella for Oliphant, it's completely fine. You would really like this book. It's written in this really engaging, quiet way. You're on Meredith's side immediately. And it's bouncing back and forth between present day, when she's living in her house, she's working with a therapist and with a guy who volunteers to spend time with her, basically, where he works for a charity that kind of helps people who can't get out of their homes for whatever reason. And she's kind of working with them to try and get out of her house and kind of open her world back up. So if you can hear Sav in the background, she's doing her zoomies on the other side of the tree. So we kind of follow her in present day, and we also flash back to her childhood, and we gradually realise why she hasn't left her house in such a long time. Like I said, I thought this was really well done. I really thought that the writer was really sensitive in dealing with Meredith's mental health issues. Trying to talk about something serious, Sav, can you stop? Sorry. I felt like that was done really sensitively as someone who has lived with anxiety for a long time and who has I have panic attacks from time to time. I thought that was really well done. There was also a period in my early 20s where I wasn't agoraphobic, but I found it incredibly difficult to leave my house. And sometimes I wouldn't be able to do it. So I felt like, as someone who's lived part of that experience, I felt like it was well written. I think the reason it didn't get 5 stars is we kind of build up to... I'm really sorry. I'm not even sure if you can hear it, if it's going to pick up on camera, but she's crashing around in the lounge. I'm trying to give a book review. Apologies. Yeah, I think the reason it didn't get 5 stars is we're building up. The whole thing is kind of building towards Meredith leaving her house. And then it happens, and it felt slightly anticlimactic. I didn't really feel much when she finally got to that point. So I think that's why it's slightly missed out on a 5-star from me. However, I thought it was brilliantly done, and I will definitely read more from the author. So thank you very much, Michelle, for sending that to me, because that was a really good read. So that's what I've been reading. Then let's look at a couple of bits and pieces. So my lovely Charlotte from Books, Bargains and Being Vegan, her husband Tom has a doctorate in the area of computer science that Charlie, my Charlie, is interested in going into. And Tom, Charlotte's husband, very, very kindly gifted Charlie a book, not an exercise book, like a... Sorry, I live in chaos. Gifted him a book, basically, on, it's over there, on hacking. Which was super kind of them, because it's really expensive to buy. Charlie's going to be really excited about it. He will get it tomorrow when Gary sees him, and I'm sure it's going to really help him. So that was really kind of them, for one. And then Charlotte also put in 2 bookmarks that she meant to bring down for me last month when we went to see Wicked. So she bought me a gingerbread bakery bookmark that she got in the works, because she got chatting to the cashier as she chats to everybody. So that will go in my copy of the book. And then she also was somewhere, and she got chatting to somebody and mentioned that I have loads of cats, 3 cats. And this is from the Cat's Protection. And this is a bookmark, but the cat like pops out. I haven't popped it out yet. So you have to like pop the cat out and then fold it along the crease. There we go. It's got instructions on the back. How cute is that? That's freaking adorable. So that will go into my bookmark cup upstairs. I also decided each year we will buy 1 new Christmas tree decoration, and that will be our one for the year. This year I decided that I was going to get each of us a Christmas tree decoration, and this one is mine. Can you guess what it is? What's the thing I've been obsessed with this year? I can't see on here which Etsy store it's from. I will link it underneath. Any guesses on what this is going to be? Yeah, it was always going to be Wicked, wasn't it? So it's plastic, it is not stained glass, but it's like a stained glass effect. And it says change for good on there. And so yeah, that is the one that I got for myself. By the time it goes up, the boys will have had theirs. So Charlie's one is a Christmas tree made out of the inside of a computer. There'll be a technical term for that, but I'm currently forgetting. And for Gary, I got him a hammer, because this is the year that he's he's kind of started to make steps towards setting up his own business. So yeah, thought that was fun. So let's do day 10 of the advent calendar, the wax melt one. I am enjoying it. The scents like don't throw that well. I think I said in the last one that the scents are throwing really well, but the last couple that I've had haven't really been throwing. Which, if you don't use wax melts or candles, it means how well it kind of makes the house smell. You have to be quite close to the burner for the last couple of scents that we've had to be able to smell it, but we will see. Okay, so we've got this cute snowflake shape in day 10, and it's called Snow Flurries, so that'll be interesting. It's very kind of Elsa coded, I feel like. So that's that one. And then we've got 2 parcels to open, because you guys are ridiculously lovely to me. Are these both? Yeah, they are both What Victoria Read. So let's open this up and see who these are from and why. I mean, should I maybe leave these if they're Christmas gifts? I've already ripped this open too late. Any others that I get from now on, I will leave, just in case they are Christmas presents. Not saying that I will get any. Yes. Whoops, this is a Christmas one. So lovely Sarah, wishing you a Merry Christmas and a 2026 that is kind to you. P.S. This book is gorgeous. Okay, I'm intrigued. What did you pick, Sarah? Oh my gosh, timing. And also I'm so glad I opened this before Christmas, because I can read this edition. This is Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. This is in the beautiful, is it Vintage Classics? I'm currently reading Picture of Dorian Gray, and I've got Little Women to read this month, all of which are in that collection. This is beautiful. Let me get my face out of the way so you can see it properly. Thank you so much, Sarah. Look at those edges. I am so happy to own this edition. I do have a few editions of A Christmas Carol, but I read, oh, there's other stuff in it. I reread it every Christmas Eve. Every single Christmas Eve I sit and read Christmas Carol. So this is A Christmas Carol with the chimes and the haunted man. How exciting. So the first 90 pages is Christmas Carol, and then you've got chimes and the haunted man as well. Fantastic. So I will thoroughly enjoy sitting and reading that on Christmas Eve. Thank you so much, Sarah. That was super, super kind of you. Yeah, I'm kind of glad I opened it though, because I can now read it before Christmas. Otherwise I would have had to wait until next year to read that edition. Okay. Let's see if we can find a gift note. That's a receipt. Oh, also from Sarah. Oh my gosh, Sarah. I love this and hope you do too. Happy reading. Thank you. Goodness me, you've been so generous. What have you picked? Oh, excellent. Very different in tone. This is Do Me a Favour by Kathy Yardley, who wrote role-playing, which I read at the end of last year and very, very nearly made it into my favourite books of the year, but didn't quite. How exciting. So this is going to be a romance. I can't remember which one this is. From the first meeting, the two fall into an escalating cycle of favours, paybacks and attraction, even though Willa's trying to keep her distance. They both have their own past to deal with. Now they just have to figure out if they have a future. So yeah, this looks like it'll be a fun, romancy time. I really liked the way Kathy Yardley wrote, so I'm excited to pick something else up from her. And wow, thank you, Sarah. That's really kind and generous. Two very different books. Very excited about both of them. So for right now, I need to tidy all this stuff up, edit these clips because I haven't done the editing for a few days, and then I need to get into Bath and try and get my Christmas shopping done. It's the 12th of December. Don't know why I'm out of breath. I've been sat down for ages. And it's been a pretty quiet week, I think. Last time I spoke to you, I was about to go into Bath, which was mad. I love Christmas markets. I love Christmas. I love what the Christmas market does for the city and all the joy it brings to people. But being in the midst of it was not fun. Even on like a random Wednesday afternoon, it was absolutely heaving. Like it was really difficult to get to some of the stalls. I did take some B-roll, but I didn't take much just because it was so busy. I don't like filming strangers if they're close up. I feel like if someone's behind me a little bit away, it's fine, but I don't want to like shove people on the internet close up without their permission. So yeah, it was intense. I also didn't film much because I was quite overwhelmed. I had to put my loops in. It was a whole thing. However, I got most of the gifts that I need. I have got 2 more things I need to buy, which I need to go to a specific shop for, which I'm going to do next week. Everything else is done. I'm now waiting for stuff to arrive. Most of it's here. I'm going to spend some time today getting parcels ready to post to those that I'm posting gifts to. But yeah, we're getting there, which is good. So that was Wednesday. Yesterday I was going to film and I just did not feel like being on camera. And to be honest, as soon as I made that decision, I felt a lot better. And I had quite a good day of like just getting bits done. So I like pulled all the Christmas presents I had stashed around the house out and did like a stock check. Ordered a couple of things where I still had gaps. put together the gift bags for the faculty, because I'm hopefully going to the faculty dinner on Monday, Christmas dinner. So I've got like just little gift bags for them. They're not anything exciting. They just got some chocolate coins, a wax melt and a lip balm in them, but I just wanted to do a little something for everybody. So that's done, and just a few bits like that. It was kind of just a pottering about day, which I always enjoy. I've said this before, I think for me, when I'm having a bad brain time, sometimes I just need to give in and just stay under the covers and not move, and that's absolutely fine. But sometimes I do need a bit of a push, and I feel better or like less rubbish at the end of the day if I've managed to achieve a few small things, and that's what I did yesterday. So that was good. I have also been reading, so let's talk about books. I have finished 3 since I last spoke to you, because as happens when my brain is being a pain, I start a lot of books. So I just get into the thing where I just want to start loads of books. So I've had quite a few on the go, and I've kind of finished some all at the same time. So first of all, I finished Out of the Woods by Hannah Bonham Young. This was gifted to me by the lovely Milena for my birthday, so thank you again, Milena. This is the second book after Out on a Limb, but they're companion novels. So you can read them separately, but I wouldn't suggest that you read them out of order with this duology, because it will really give a lot away from the first book. Obviously, they're contemporary romances, so it's not like it's a big surprise what happens, but I just feel like you get a lot more out of it if you read Out on a Limb first. In this one, we are following, so in the first book, it was Win and Bo. Wow, you can really tell I enjoyed that book, because I've remembered the character names, who have a one-night stand, get pregnant accidentally, and it goes from there. And in this book, we're following, is it Sarah? Yeah. Following Sarah and Caleb. Sarah is Win's very best friend, kind of adopted sister, and Caleb has been in their life since they were at school, because Sarah and Caleb met at high school and have been in a relationship ever since. And they're now in their mid-30s, I think, and they are starting to question, or Sarah is starting to question her life. She's kind of having like an early midlife crisis. She doesn't really know what she's doing with her life. She doesn't really know what she wants. She feels like she wants to experience things for herself without Caleb there, and this kind of spirals and leads to quite a bad argument between the two of them. And so they decide to go on this kind of outward bound week. Win actually suggests it, and it's kind of this, you know, no phones, out in the wilderness, kind of team bonding kind of thing for people in relationships that are struggling. And so they decide to go on this week, and we go from there. I really enjoyed this. I gave this, I think, either 4 or 4.5 stars. I think it was a 4.5. I really enjoyed it. I love Hannah Bonham Young's writing, and I definitely need to pick up more of her writing next year. I love the way she writes. I love her characters. I loved how we get Sarah and Caleb's relationship now, and we get flashbacks to when they were teenagers. We also get flashbacks to the death of Sarah's mother, which happened when she was a teenager. So just be aware of that. I think there are content warnings at the start. Yes, there is. Oh no, there's an author's note. Yeah, content warnings. So death of a parent from ALS, medical treatments, illness, hospitalisation, terminal diagnosis, questioning religious practices, spirituality and Catholicism, references to alcohol and marijuana consumption, descriptive sex scenes, and an accident resulting in hospitalisation. So those are the content warnings for this. So yeah, we're kind of getting those two storylines in tandem, and we're kind of seeing how Sarah is kind of working herself out, working out what she wants, trying to separate herself from the grief she's been carrying for her mother, also trying to separate herself from her relationship with Caleb, which is really hard to do when you've been in a relationship for a really long time, and she's trying to work out what she wants and what her priorities are. So yeah, I did really enjoy this. It didn't give me the same emotional response as Out on a Limb did, and I feel like the ending was rushed. I felt like we could have done with another like 20 pages or something just to give it a little space to breathe. But I did thoroughly enjoy it, so thank you very much, Milena, for sending that to me. Like I said, I think it was a 4.5, but it might have been a 4. Can't quite remember. Then I have also sat and read a birthday gift from my lovely brother. This is Tales from Shakespeare by Michael Morpurgo. I saw Shannon at 155 Books mention this on her channel during a recent... She did like a books about Shakespeare video, I think. I will find it and link it underneath. And she mentioned this, and so I put it on my wish list, and my lovely brother sent it to me for my birthday. Look at these end pages, and this is exactly what it says on the tin, really. It's an introduction to some of Shakespeare's stories. There's also an introduction by Benedict Cumberbatch at the start of this, which is really charming. But what Michael Morpurgo has done is taken Shakespeare's plays and kind of summarise them for, I would say, a middle grade and early YA audience. So this one covers, you see these illustrations, this one covers A Midsummer Night's Dream, The Tempest, The Taming of the Shrew, King Lear, Romeo and Juliet, Hamlet, The Winter's Tale, Macbeth, Henry V, and Twelfth Night. And each one has got a different illustrator, so the illustrations are all slightly different. My favourite one was the last one, which is Twelfth Night, which is illustrated by Ian Beck. Let me find the title page. Of the illustrations in this one. Where is the illustration? Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this. I gave this 5 stars for what it is. Love it. For what it is, I think it's brilliant. It's a brilliant introduction to Shakespeare's plays. It summarises the stories really well. I feel like if you are going to start reading Shakespeare, or you're new to reading Shakespeare, reading summaries like this is a really good way before you read the play of going in, and then as you're reading the play, you'll have some idea of what's happening. So yeah, I thought this was fantastic. I gave this 5 stars. Thank you very much, Ben. I'm glad I got to read it. Obviously, I'm a big Shakespeare nerd. I'm an English teacher. I've read all of Shakespeare. I've studied the bulk of Shakespeare, so I didn't learn anything new, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. I wasn't expecting to learn anything new. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I love that this exists. So yeah, that was a 5 star. That was also for, I should have said, this was for random pick on my winter reading challenge. This was for even page count. And then for Queer Rep, I have reread The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. This was also a lovely Christmas birthday present. And it's these beautiful, what is it? Which is it? Vintage? I think it's the Vintage Classics collection. Yeah, Vintage Classics hardback collection, where they have these gorgeous covers. I mean, obsessed. And the sprayed edges, and the sprayed edges match the end pages, which are just absolutely beautiful. So massive thank you to Ellen for gifting this to me for my birthday. Thank you very much. This is Queer Rep because Oscar Wilde was a famously queer man, and I think there are definite ways that you could read this book where it's got queer undertones. Written in the Victorian era, so nothing is kind of obvious or explicit, but there are definite, I would say that there are queer undertones to this book, so that's why I put it in for that prompt. So in this book, this is a classic, I've read it many, many times. We are studying Dorian Gray, who we meet at the start of the book. He is a young man, he is beautiful, everyone, you know, agrees he's a physically beautiful man, and he basically has a portrait painted of himself, and he says that he wishes the portrait could age instead of him. And that's what happens. And we follow him through his life and him doing all of these awful things. And only the portrait is affected. So every time he does something bad, the effect of it is seen in the portrait. And we just follow him through his life and the things that happen to him. And it's this kind of, it's a morality tale. It is this kind of, it's kind of this meditation on what does good mean? What is morality? Why are the rules of society the way they are? And all of that kind of stuff. And I feel like when you know a bit more about Oscar Wilde's life, this feels quite autobiographical in a lot of ways. Not that I'm saying that he murdered anybody. But yeah, this is, I think, technically considered a horror, and there are parts of it that are horrifying. I don't think it's particularly scary, but there are horrifying things that happen in this, so check content warnings if you decide to pick it up. I've always really enjoyed this. It's always been one of my favourite classics. I gave it 4 stars this time around. So that's what I've been reading. Plan for the rest of today. I got up early this morning because the plan was to go and have lunch with Mum and Ben today, and we're going to kind of meet part way. That's no longer happening, which is fine. When all 3 of you are chronically ill or injured, stuff happens and it's totally fine. So I'm now not doing that today, so I'm going to film instead because I didn't film yesterday. So I'm going to sit and film my Q&A, which I promised well over a month ago, and which hopefully will be up before this video goes up. If it is, I will link it underneath. So I'm going to sit and film that and edit and do all those bits and pieces. I need to wrap and parcel up the parcels that I can. Like I said, I'm still waiting for a few things to come in, but there are a couple of parcels that I can parcel up and get on their way. And then Gary and I are going to have a quiet weekend. We've got no plans. There'll be like wrapping of presents to do, which is mostly his job because he's so much better at it. I kind of suck at wrapping. I do try, but it's not my skill set. So yeah, there'll be a few Christmassy things to do, but we're both hoping just for a quiet weekend. Put the fire on, use the slow cooker, all of that good stuff. And yeah, just get cozy because it is grey and miserable outside. The 16th of December and this is a choice. We're doing another frizzy haired, damp haired update because I just do not have the spoons to deal with blow drying my hair today, I'll be totally honest. It's Tuesday, I think it's Tuesday. I haven't spoken to you for a couple of days. Gary and I planned a very quiet, calm, chill weekend, which it mostly was, but there were a few sort of things going on in the background that I was dealing with. And then a friend of mine's been really poorly over the last couple of days. Hopefully they are now on the mend. So it's kind of all just been happening at the same time as always. Yeah, so I haven't been to talk to you. I have finished 2 books. I did go on the faculty night out. Well, night out. We went out for dinner last night. I was out from 5 o'clock until 8. So highly rock and roll. We had a really good time. We went to a lounge because I organised it, we went to a lounge. But it's one that I hadn't been to before. It was really lovely. And I hadn't seen my work colleagues since I stopped working in October. So it was really good to see them and just feel a little bit normal for an hour or so. And just the normal chit chat and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was really, really good to see them. Food was good. There was also drag queen bingo on, which was pretty epic. I took no B-roll once everybody arrived because I'm not comfortable filming in front of my colleagues because they don't know that I do YouTube. But trust me, it was a good time. Food was good. It was lovely to see everybody. I'm exhausted today, as you can probably hear from my voice. However, I need to go out because I need to pick up my prescriptions before Christmas. I woke up in a bit of a panic yesterday because I checked my supply and I was like, yeah, I have enough for about 3 more days. Whoops. And because the medications I'm on, sometimes it can be a little bit of a battle to get for them to reissue the prescription to get a repeat. Sometimes I have to have blood tests and stuff, but thankfully this time it's just gone through quite smoothly. So I need to go and pick that up. I also need to go to my 3rd supermarket because Charlie's requested something specific for Gary and I can't find it. So we're going to try one more supermarket today to see if I can get what he wants. I realise I'm talking a bit cryptically and actually this will come out after Christmas. So Charlie has chosen for his dad a personalised beer glass thing. It's really cool. It's not here yet. I'm starting to get a little bit panicked if it's going to arrive in time. With his picture on it and it's etched glass and it's got a message from Charlie on it and stuff. And it's a Boddington's glass, so he wants Boddington's obviously to go in the glass. Can I find it? No. So I'm going to try Sainsbury's today. I've tried Tesco's, I've tried Waitrose, I've tried Asda. And they're all quite big ones around us and they don't have it. I don't know what the issue is. I can get it online, but it's ridiculously expensive and I just don't have the budget for it at the moment. So we're going to try Sainsbury's. Otherwise I will have to make an executive decision and just get another beer. that hopefully Gary will like. He doesn't drink loads, but he does enjoy Boddington, so it was a solid choice from Charlie. Just can't flipping find it. But yeah, I'm gonna do that today. I've also heard or seen online that Sainsbury's do a non-alcoholic mulled wine, and I love mulled wine. Like, for me, it's like one of those like, oh, now it feels like Christmas things. And I cannot drink at all whatsoever at the moment. And I've heard a few people be like, oh, surely you can have one. No, I really, really can't right now. However, if I can find a non-alcoholic version, I am willing to give that a try, as long as it's not like £8 a bottle. So that's what I'm going off to do this morning, is to see if I can track down some Boddingtons for my husband, see if they do a mulled wine, non-alcoholic mulled wine, pick up my meds, and I need to get petrol because I am going down to see my mum, my brother, dad, stepmum, stepsisters and stuff at the end of the week, my aunt and uncle, so I need to get petrol, those kind of things. And then I've got a food delivery coming today, so none of it is very exciting, none of it is like particularly worth vlogging, but that's what I'm up to. And then tomorrow I plan to film the rest of my December content because I need a video for this coming weekend, and then next week I'm away, and then it's Christmas, so I need to get that, like, next week's video filmed as well. So I'm going to try and film a bit tomorrow. And then Thursday will be for wrapping, because as of yet I have wrapped nothing. My wonderful husband has wrapped quite a few gifts for me for other people, but obviously I can't ask him to wrap his own presents, so I need to do that. And just generally get organised. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. Just feeling very tired, and everything is taking much longer than I wanted to. But anyway, books. Let's talk about books. And I've also got 2 parcels to open, which is very exciting. So the first book that I read was Nightshade by Autumn Woods. If you saw my Booktube and Meetup vlog, which I'll link underneath, this was the book that I got in the mystery date with the book from the bookshop, whose name I've now is gone out of my brain, from that bookshop. Yeah, it's in the video, my brain is not here today, but yeah, I did a mystery date with a book. This was the book in the package, and when I showed this in that video and in November's vlog, loads of you were really excited for me to read this because you really enjoyed it. So this is Dark Academia. We're following, what is her name, Ophelia, who arrives at this university. It's called Sorrow Song, and her parents have died. She's an orphan, and she is there with a plot for revenge against the people that she thinks are responsible for her parents' death. She there meets Alex, who is the son of the person that she thinks is responsible for her parents' death, and it's about their enemies to lovers relationship, and also how Ophelia kind of working out what happened to her parents and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I gave this 3 stars. I went in with really high expectations. This Toppings, that's where I got this book. Sorry, welcome to my brain at the moment. I was quite disappointed with this, right? I gave it 3 stars. I was really excited to pick it up because of the little like blurb that Toppings gave on the front of the parcel, which I put on the inside of the cover, which if you want to like read in detail, I think I read it in that blog. So there were loads of buzzwords, and I think the cover is gorgeous, and lots of you were excited for me to read it. I didn't really enjoy this, so I gave it 3 stars. The first half I was really, really bored and felt really disconnected, and I didn't really care what the characters were doing, and I came like this close to DNFing it. However, because I was so excited to read it, and lots of you were excited for me to read it, and it was like easy enough reading, I carried on. And the second half, most of the second half, I was really gripped, and I was like, I'm on board, I really like this relationship, I'm, you know, kind of interested in the mystery, all that sort of stuff. And then the ending happened, and it does say at the start of the book, there is a note from the author which says, first of all, we give content warnings, which we love. So it says, this book is intended for an audience age 18+ and contains themes of murder, depression, bereavement, drowning, suicidal thoughts, declining health of a parent, and violence, as well as sexual content. And then she does say, you should be aware that this book forms the first half of a duet, and that Ophelia and Alex's story will be completed in a second book. So this is a duology. However, this book doesn't end, it just stops. And I hate when authors do that. It's as if she wrote a manuscript and then just cut it in half, and this is the first half. There's no resolution to anything. There's no real answers to anything. So you've read like 400 pages at this point, pretty much, like 390 something pages, and there's no actual resolution. And that really frustrates me. So I gave it 3 stars. Would I pick up the second book? I'm not sure I'm actually invested enough to read a second book. Maybe if I saw it cheap, possibly. But yeah, I was frustrated with the start of this, enjoyed the sort of most of the second half, and was really frustrated by the end. So 3 stars. So that was a book that I read. And then I've done a reread of The Christmas Tree Farm by Laurie Gilmore. I reread this on audiobook. I reread The Pumpkin Spice Cafe and the bookshop one, the Cinnamon Bun bookstore last month. And then I've carried on and reread this one this month. Actually, I think I finished the bookshop one this month. I've probably reviewed it in this vlog. Anyway, reread this on audio. So this was obviously my second time of reading it. Really recommend the audiobooks. They are on Everand. They're included in the basic plan for Everand. And I really enjoyed them. This one, I have dropped my rating by a whole star. My original rating, I gave this 4.5 stars. I dropped it to 3.5. And I just wasn't feeling as connected to it this time around. I did enjoy it. I don't think there's enough Christmas in it. For a cover that looks like this, it's not Christmassy enough. I mean, this cover is beautiful. There is a little bit of Christmas, but not as much as you might expect from a book set on a Christmas tree farm. So we're following Kira, who has bought the Christmas tree farm in town. What is the town called? I forget this every time. Dream Harbour. She's bought the Christmas tree farm in Dream Harbour, sort of by accident. And it's following her moving back into town and kind of getting the Christmas tree farm up and running. And then we also have Bennett, who is the brother to the character that we met in the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. And he is this kind of people pleaser. He's been used quite badly by somebody in his previous relationship, and he's kind of come to Dream Harbour for a bit of a break and for Christmas. And she is grumpy, he is sunshine. It's about their relationship. I would say this one is much smuttier than Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, just to give you a warning for that. And yeah, I don't like Kira. That was the kind of conclusion that I came to. I was like, why am I not connecting to this? And it's because I don't like Kira. I loved Bennett's sections, but she was just kind of a brat. And Laurie Gilmore does give you backstory for Kira and tries to kind of show you or justify why she's like she is, but I just found her a bit of a spoiled brat. So yeah, I gave it 3.5 stars. I did still enjoy it. I would still recommend this series. I love the series. This one just isn't my favourite, but I have reread it, so that is a book that I finished. So I've got a few things to show you. First of all, I ordered some more wax melts because obviously I don't have enough wax melts in my life. I'm literally opening a new one every day. But for whatever reason, I got in my head that I wanted mulled wine wax melts because I can't drink it, so I would like to be able to smell it. So I ordered this one, which I've already opened and used. This is from Wax Aroma, which I'll link underneath. I found them on Etsy. And yeah, I really like this wax melt. I've had it burning for the last sort of 24 hours. Let me show you what it looks like, because it is quite pretty. Because you've got like, oh, you can't really see it, you've got like bits of flour, which I think is quite cool. Does it smell like mulled wine? No, I wouldn't say it does. I was expecting something kind of richer and spicier. This is fruity, and it's nice. It's a nice scent. I enjoy it. It just wasn't quite what I was hoping for. But anyway, I will link that underneath. There's obviously, by the time this goes up, it'll be post-Christmas and probably don't want Christmassy scents. They have loads and loads of scents. I'm pretty sure I've used them before, and the smell does throw really well. And then I have 2 parcels. So I have one from the lovely Milena. I'm trying to show this without doxing either of us, which she said I can open. And then an Amazon parcel arrived yesterday, which I know is from Laura because she messaged me to ask if it had arrived. And again, she said I can open it. So we're going to do that. Milena is obviously a complete sweetheart. Oh, I think I'm going to need something sharp to open. Oh, maybe not. She said that I could open the box. And she told me to open the box because she said there are snacks in here. So she was like, you need to open those. And then there's apparently a wrapped gift, which should go under the tree. So I will obviously follow those instructions. So let's try and get this open. My address and stuff is obviously like right on top. Okay. Oh my gosh. My friends are so wonderful. Right. That's what I'm looking at. So we've got, oh, I think she's made me something, guys. This is like soft. Okay, so this is I love this artist. This is Esther Bennick, who Milena stocked a lot in her shop, which is sadly no longer running. I think I've just broken my nail. She said, "Dear Victoria, I've not forgotten the amount of snacks I own you. I think she means owe. Hope you will enjoy these holiday season Dutch snacks. I couldn't resist giving the handmade..." Oh, it's a Booktube theme. Hope you have a cozy Christmas and your health will be as good as possible. Love, Milena. That's really lovely. So obviously I know it's a book sleeve, but I will put that under the Christmas tree. Let's redo the string. And I will open that Christmas Day. How beautiful. And then there's stuff in here. There's snacks. Oh, there's another wrapped something or other, which I will put under the tree as well. Looks like this. So pretty. I could never send a parcel that looks this good. Okay, I am not going to try and pronounce these because I did a horrific job of it last time. If you don't know, Milena and I did a snack swap earlier in the year, which was honestly so much fun. One of the highlights of my year. She sent me Dutch snacks, I sent her some British snacks, and yeah, I'll link that underneath if you want to see. But I did a horrible job of pronouncing the words. So, oh, I don't know what any of this is because it's all in Dutch. This looks like chocolate something, and these are really good. These look like chocolate cookies of some kind. My husband lived in the Netherlands for a year or so, a couple of years when he was a kid, so he was very excited for the snacks that Milena said we did it last time, so I will obviously share some of these with him. I'm going to open these just because I'm intrigued. Oh, there's like white chocolate, dark chocolate, milk chocolate. Oh, it smells really cinnamony, which is like one of my favourite things. Are these like chocolate raisins, maybe? Oh, they're crunchy. They're like, they are cinnamony. They're like, sort of like Maltesers, but better. Oh, they are quite spicy, which I like. Yeah, they're kind of gingerbready. These are not going to last long. Try a white one for science. Those are not going to last long in my house. And then these are really cute Christmas shaped cookies. Okay. Thank you so much, Milena. I will obviously have messaged you well before this goes up. And then we've got this. Like I said, I know this is Laura. And she said, she said I could, she said I could open it if I, she said I could leave it if I wanted to, but I could also open it if I wanted to. And I'll be honest, I want to open it. So we're going to absolutely butcher this packaging because it's just not ripping. Okay. So let's find the gift note first. So she said, Merry Christmas. I couldn't resist this edition. Thank you for everything this year. Hope 2026 is a happy and positive year. What's she? Oh, I've just seen it because it's just fallen out. Wow, Laura. I've been so lucky. You guys have been like so generous with these editions this year because these are not cheap. And I really, really do appreciate it. So this is the Frankenstein edition. This is is it the Vintage Classics? I feel like I should know this by now because I've got so many of them. Yes, this is the Vintage Classic hardback edition of Frankenstein, one of my favourite books. And I've said before, I'm always complaining about editions of Frankenstein because I think that it tends to get super ugly editions, and I don't understand why. This is gorgeous. And then it has the sprayed edges, and the sprayed edges match the end pages. They also come with, this one come with one? A bookmark, like a silk. Don't they have bookmarks in them? Or am I dreaming? Anyway, beautiful. Thank you so much, Laura. That was really generous of you. And I really appreciate your friendship. Okay, we're getting mushy, so time to move on. I need to sort all this out. Try not to just eat all of these before my husband gets home. I mean, it's not looking good. One fell out of the packet. I have to eat that, right? And then I need to get myself in the car and try and round up the last bits of Christmas. It is the 19th of December and I have spent the morning filming a really cosy read with me under the Christmas tree, or next to the Christmas tree, which, if all goes to plan, will have gone up before this video, so I'll link it underneath, which has been really nice. It's been a bit of a weird week. I feel like I say that all the time. I've been very, very up and down physically and mentally, but I'm trying to focus on the positives. I did manage to get my December content filmed yesterday, which obviously you will have seen by now. So I feel like I finished the year on a good note, so that's good. Today I am, like I said, I filmed that read with me. I need to pop to Tesco to pick up a prescription, because when do I not need to pick up a prescription? And then I really, really need to wrap Gary's stocking. He and I are just doing stockings to each other this year, and then after my recovery we're going to go halves on a weekend away. But I need to get that wrapped because today's Friday. Today's the last day of term for Charlie, which is fantastic. He'll be here this evening and with us this weekend. Well, in and out because he's 16 and he's got stuff to do, which is cool. But Sunday morning I'm going to be getting up fairly early and getting in the car and going down to see my family. I think I've already talked about this. And then coming back Tuesday, which is Christmas Eve. So I'm not going to have a lot of time if I don't get these presents wrapped today to get it done. So I need to do that. I also need to do some life admin, like my car insurance is due. I've got to book the cats in for their injections, all the like fun life stuff that needs to happen. So I've got quite a bit to do today. So I need to do this fairly quickly because it's already 11:30. And also Gary works a half day on a Friday. So he's going to be home at like 1 o'clock. So I'm running out of time. Although I will just like shut him out of our bedroom and wrap him there. Anyway, so let's do this fairly speedy. So first of all, I have got day 19 to open of my wax melt advent calendar. I think I said already, I'm enjoying the process of this advent calendar and it's all like packaged really nicely. I'm not that impressed with the scents and the actual wax melts themselves. They don't throw brilliantly and they don't last very long. What have we got today? Mandarin, lime and basil. It's a star. They are in really cute shapes, I will say that. But it's not felt very Christmassy yet and we're on day 19. Like, yeah, that smells a bit like toilet cleaner, I can't lie. But we will give it a go. I do really like the burner that came with it. But yeah, I'm a little bit like, it's probably like a 3.5 star currently. Speaking of middling, I read The Institution by Helen Fields. This has been the oldest book on my TBR for quite a while. I got this about more than 6 months ago, I can't remember. But I got it secondhand in a charity shop. I adore the D.I. Cadillac series by Helen Fields, which starts with, they're in the back here, Perfect something. They're all perfect something apart from the very last book, which I can't lie, annoyed me. Perfect Remains. I love those books, and this is the first one of hers I've read, I think, that isn't a D.I. Cadillac. I gave this 3 stars, first of all. This is a Connie Woolwine book, who is a profiler. And I think the fundamental problem is that I don't like Connie, and I am very character driven in my reading. So if I don't like a character, I will generally struggle to like the book. But I also just think the pace on this was really slow, and I was excited for it because it's got a really good setting on setup. So Connie is called to the Institution, which is this hospital for the criminally insane. It's where people go instead of going to prison if they've been declared legally insane. Criminally insane, and a nurse has been murdered. It's very brutal and it's very on the page. We start with the murder of a nurse who was pregnant when she was killed, and her baby has been removed from her body and kidnapped. And Connie is called in to basically go onto the ward, posing as a doctor, to see if she can work out who could have committed this atrocity, because it's like the definition of a closed room mystery, because there's only a certain number of people living on the ward and also a certain number of people working on the ward, and so she goes in to try and work out what's happened and who's done it. Yeah, the pacing of this I don't think was good. It was really slow in parts. There were way too many characters. I feel like she was doing a lot of telling rather than showing, and also Connie is supposed to be this hotshot profiler, and she makes some mistakes, and I was like, you have got to be kidding me. How has she not spotted that if I've spotted it? So yeah, it was fine. I've given it 3 stars. Will I remember it? Probably not. Would I read the rest? I'm not sure. If I saw them cheap in a charity shop, I probably would, because it's like easy enough reading, you kind of switch your brain off. But yeah, I was a bit disappointed in this because I loved the Cadillac series so much. Right, then I have got 2 parcels, which is ridiculous. And I have been told, I know who both of these are from, I think, and both people have said open it, so I'm going to open them. Right, first of all is this one. which I think is from Joy, who is super lovely. We've been chatting quite a bit on Instagram and stuff, which has been really nice. Right, gift note. Come on, don't mess me around. Amazon. No, that's the receipt. Gift note. Yes, this is Joy. Of course, I had to choose the book written by a Joy. Wishing you a wonderful, relaxing Christmas with those you love and all the strength you need for the year ahead, from Joy. Thank you. And you'd think from that clue that I would know what this book is, but I don't. So let's see what she's chosen. Oh, excellent. Right. I really wanted to read this. So this is Enter the Body by Joy McCullough, which is obviously why Joy picked it. I saw Shannon at 155 Books talk about this, and I'm really intrigued. I'm a big Shakespeare nerd, as you guys will know. And this is non-fiction. So it says, Enter the Body gives voice to a cast of the young women who die in Shakespeare's most iconic plays, focusing on the stories of Juliet, Ophelia and Cordelia. Best-selling author of Bloodwater Paint, Joy McCullough brilliantly weaves retellings of Romeo and Juliet, Hamlet and King Lear into a larger story of young women reclaiming their stories in the aftermath of trauma. So maybe this isn't non-fiction. I am really intrigued by this, and it says on the front, entrancing and fiercely feminist. This looks fantastic. I also love this cover. Thank you so much, Joy. That was a brilliant choice. I'm very much looking forward to reading that. Let's put that over here. And then I have got this, I've got a box here, but I don't think I can do it like that. Which is from the lovely Nikki. And she messaged me and asked if she could send me something. I think that she's made. So let's see this. I have cut it open, but I haven't looked, just to save time on camera. And there is a note. Wow, there's a lot in here. She said, "Hi Victoria, just a little package to hopefully bring a little smile to your face, and just to let you know I care. Your Booktube and posts are always so wonderful. I hope sorts out your problems soon. Sorts your problems out. Sorry, I cannot. It's not your handwriting. I cannot read today. Love and things always, Nikki." So thank you so much, Nikki. If I just lift this to show you guys what I'm looking at. Okay. Oh, packaging that I could use to send out parcels to people. I have been like recycling boxes and packages like crazy. Oh, look at this. This is like the best. What is this called? Paper. There's another one. Tissue paper that I've seen for ages. Okay, clearly it's a mug. I don't think it's football. But what is she going for? Oh, oh my gosh. Oh, it's so cute. It's this beautiful. I'm not sure if it's going to show up really that one on camera, but it's like the cats are like this mint green. You can see it on the mug, on the handle. Mint green colour. That is beautiful. Thank you, Nikki. So we've got that. Then we've got some more packaging, which I will use. This little one. This is not what I was expecting. I don't know what I was expecting, but wow, thank you. Bit of ASMR for you there. What's my unwrap? What is this? Ooh, okay. Did I drop it? No. Okay. Oh, is this a Christmas tree decoration? Does it go? How does this work? I'm not sure, but it looks like a Christmas cat of something. Did I drop a bit? No, I don't think I did. I'm gonna message Nikki and work out what this is, or maybe it will come clear when I open the rest of it. But it's very cute, whatever it is. Okay. And then, oh my gosh, there's more and more in here. There's this one. I will obviously have messaged Nikki by the time this video goes up to say thank you. Oh wow. So we've got this like pouch with the books on it. Beautiful fabric. I don't know if Nikki made this. I know she makes things. Oh my gosh, and there's stuff inside. It's like a little kit. Okay, so we've got a sleep mask. And then, what is all this? They're all like individually wrapped packages. Oh, this is cute. It says, "Life is tough, but so are you. Here's a little pocket hug just to remind you that you are tough and strong. So keep it in your pocket and remember you've got this." That's really lovely. I will take that with me when I eventually get into the hospital. There's quite a few things in here. We might be here for a minute. Wow, that's really lovely. And then this one. Oh, it's a bookmark. Oh, Nikki's definitely made that. That's really cute. She's cross-stitched. Is that the word? That's beautiful, little bookmark. There's also 2 things still left in the box. Oops. Maybe set of packaging. Oh, little bracelet, August, which is my birthday, and obviously Peridot, compassion and happiness. And it's this little bracelet there. We're still going in here. Okay. What is this one? It's a little black cat, it says on there. Not sure what it is. I'll have to open the box. Oh, they're stickers. They're black cat stickers. Fantastic. That's really lovely. I like putting in, if you've ever ordered from my Etsy store, which is shut at the moment, I always like putting in stickers with people's orders because it's just a fun thing to do. So that's really lovely. And then this one. Ah, this is a book holder. Oh, it's a black cat one. That's so cute. That is really cute. That's to help you when you're reading hardback books. We've got this. I'm not sure what this is. Oh, it says, it looks like a zip. Something for a zip. I'm not sure. I am not well versed enough in crafty things, but I will obviously find out from Nikki. And then, is this a bookmark? Oh no, they are for annotation. Look how cute they are. That'll look so fun down the side of a book. Wow, thank you so much, Nikki. And then obviously the pouch as well, which I feel like Nikki made this, but I will find out, obviously, from her. So we've got 2 things left in here, which is just super generous, and you absolutely did not have to. Paper cats, this is really fun. Fill your desk with feline friends. Transform your boring desk into a cat lover's paradise by filling it with adorable fold your own kitties. Oh, cool. I've never really known how to, oh, and even this folds up, look. That's adorable. That'll be really nice to sit and do. And then last one, oh, this is heavy, is this. So, do this carefully because it is heavy. There's clearly something embroidered and framed. This is a Hobbit reference. Breakfast, second breakfast, 11's luncheon, afternoon tea, dinner and supper. Nikki obviously knows my love for all things Hobbits and my Hobbit vlog that I did last year, which I'll link underneath if you haven't seen it. That is so fun, and I also suspect, again, that she has embroidered that. So thank you so much, Nikki. That was really kind of you. You really didn't have to do that, but I really do appreciate it. Yeah, I am going to tidy this all up, get to Tesco's, get as many chores done as possible, and then it will be time to chill for a weekend with the boys before I head down to Surrey and do the family Christmas visit. It's the 25th of December, so Merry Christmas to those of you who celebrate. It's now, like I said, it's Christmas Day, so it's what, Thursday? And I really meant to come and talk to you before now, but it's been a busy week. It's been a lovely week, but I've definitely felt really tired. Like I said, today's Christmas Day. We, as I might have already said in this vlog, are celebrating tomorrow because Charlie's with his mum today. So today has just been very chill, just the two of us. Very slow start to the day. Some nice breakfast, some presents, and I'm just getting prepped for like food for tomorrow. So I've currently got the ham and the brownies on the go. So I've got like 20 minutes. So I was like, I'm going to quickly film a clip before we lose the light. Haven't filmed in our bedroom for a while, so I'm trying this out. Kind of like it as a background. You can see some Christmas stuff here. But I have got a load of books to talk to you about, so I wanted to get that done. First of all is a gift from my lovely brother who gave me, first of all, this gorgeous bookmark, which is so cool with the embossed skeleton. He is an osteoarchaeologist, so it was very on brand for him. And then the book that he chose for me this year is The Left Hand of Darkness by Ursula Le Guin, which, as it says on the front, is a classic of science fiction. So many of you have recommended Ursula Le Guin's books to me, and I've actually never read one, so I'm really intrigued to give this a go. And he said that this was one that he just really wanted my thoughts on. It's also nice and short, because those of you that have been around my channel for a while will know that my brother loves to give me massively chunky books. So at like under 300 pages, yeah, 248 pages. This is a surprisingly short one for him. So yeah, I'll be reading this soon, probably not in January. You can see my January TBR up here, but it will be early into 2026. Then I finished this stack of books. So the first one that I finished, and editing Victoria, if she remembers, but she might not remember because it's Christmas Day and there's quite a lot going on, but she'll put a picture up here, was Pet by Catherine Chidgey, and it was narrated by Natalie Berron. I can't remember who I saw talking about this book. I feel like it might have been Aoife at Words of Clover. It seemed like the kind of book she would read, but somebody was talking about it and it was enough for me to stop what I was doing, save it onto Everand, and then it was the next book that came up on my audiobook feed. So we are in Australia in the 1980s, and we were following a little girl whose name we've now completely forgotten. She's about 11. Her mum has died that year or the previous year, and so she's just living with her dad, and they get a new teacher at her primary school, and everyone is desperate to be this teacher's pet or favourite. And then somebody starts stealing things from within the classroom, and I'm going to put this stack of books down. It's about what happens from there. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. I thought it was interesting. It had some interesting things to say about growing up and kind of friend dynamics, family dynamics, all that kind of stuff. I didn't find it particularly tense or kind of all that interesting. I gave it 3 stars. It was fine. I feel like I won't remember it. I think I saw the twist coming from a mile away, and so it didn't really have that shock value for me. But it is a book, to quote you from Pretty Purple Polka Dots. It is a book, and I read it. So that was another book that I finished. I then finished Christmas Days by Jeanette Winterson. I bought this from Melena's bookshop, I think back in the summer. And this is a collection of 12 short stories, and each short story is paired with a recipe that Jeanette Winterson has used at some point in her life. And the short stories are obviously all centred around Christmas. I gave this 5 stars. I loved this. I have never read a Jeanette Winterson before, and she's a very, very published author, so I feel like I should have done. But I've just never picked anything up from her, and I loved every single story in this. There are some that are heartbreaking, there are some that are unsettling. There was one in particular, I think it was Dark Christmas. Yeah, Dark Christmas, that really freaked me out, particularly because I was reading this. I sort of read this like an Advent, so I started on the 12th of December and read all the way up to Christmas Eve, with like one story and one recipe each day. And I was reading them first thing in the morning, so it was still dark outside, so reading that story in the dark by myself, I was properly creeped out. But I just loved everything she had to say, and like I said, some of them are creepy, some of them are really heartbreaking, some of them are kind of life-affirming. And yeah, if you have this on your TBR, or if you're interested in it, I do love this edition with this cover. I'd highly recommend it. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm trying to make a stack that kind of makes sense. I have also completed a reread of Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. I have this gorgeous vintage classics edition, hardback edition. Who gifted me this, which was from the lovely Emma. I also started this when I did my Read by the Christmas Tree with me, so I'll link that underneath if you're interested, which has gone up today. This is a 5-star read for me, it always is. We're following the 4 March sisters. This is part 1, this isn't the whole story. So this is part 1, so if you are someone that's read this story, this stops before the sad bit kicks in. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to give spoilers, but this stops before that point. So if you want to read this story without the heartache, this would be a good addition. And yeah, we are in 18 something. It's during the American Civil War. We're following the 4 March sisters whose father has gone to fight and he's away. I think he's a reverend. He's not fighting, but he's kind of, you know, away with the army, and them and their mother and their servant are living and existing. And yeah, it's always a 5-star read for me. I love this story so much. People have asked me if it's a Christmas story or a winter story. I would say it's a winter story. It does start on Christmas Day, and this particular edition, from where it stops, it follows them in 1 year of their life, so it ends at Christmas. But a lot of it is set during the winter. So yeah, I had a fantastic time with this. Obviously, I'm spoilt with this gorgeous edition, and that was a 5-star read. Ugh. Then I had this is A Heart for Christmas by Sophie Germain. This is the advent calendar that I had this year. And so it was really fun. The premise of the setup of it is really fun because you get one like packet of pages per day, and you'd have to, I got a letter opener in the end. You'd kind of open one chapter and then just read those pages obviously, and then the next chapter, etc, etc. I gave this 2 stars. I think I went in with low expectations because I knew it's for young adult readers. I knew it was going to be a Christmas romance, and I knew it was an Advent book. So obviously each chapter has to kind of have something dramatic happen to make you read the next one. But I gave this 2 stars. First of all, it's very pretty, but I don't think the book is very well made. The paper, particularly because you have to tear open each chapter, is really not good quality. I also thought that it was a real shame because we have the same illustration each day. The colours alternate between yellow and red. But I was like, could we not have had a different Christmassy picture for each day like you would get in an advent calendar? And also I don't think the writing was very good. We follow, what's her name, April, who was 18, and she is staying with her dad in the Alps for Christmas. She has had heart surgery a couple of years previous, and she's been living this very sheltered life because of her medical condition, and this is about her kind of stretching her wings a bit, meeting a boy, falling in love at Christmas. But she just seemed like such a brat. I really didn't like her. Her parents were quite overbearing. The story was super obvious. There are no surprises at all in the story. But I don't think it was written very well. So that was a real shame, and that was a 2-star read. Then yesterday I did my Christmas Eve reread of A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, another one of these gorgeous vintage collection books. Who sent me this one? Was this? Yeah, it was. This was Sarah. So thank you, Sarah, for this. I read this book every year. I teach it twice a year. Normally I didn't get to teach it this Christmas, which is really sad because this is one of my favourite things to teach. We are following Ebenezer Scrooge, who is visited on Christmas Eve by 4 ghosts, and it is Dickens' kind of warning to people about the need for looking out for other people who have less than you, all of that sort of stuff. For me, it is just encapsulates Christmas. It's a story that I was always read as a child at Christmas, and then once I was able to, I've always read it myself on Christmas Eve. And it was just really nice to curl up yesterday after getting the food shop done and all the hurly-burly of that, to just curl up with this and kind of submerse myself, something like that, into this story. So yeah, this is a 5-star reading experience, and again, thank you so much for gifting it to me. They are so gorgeous, these editions. And then finally, for books I finished this morning, I sat and finished Good Spirits by B.K. Borison. I have the Works Sprayed Edge edition. This was really fun. I gave this 4 stars. This is a Christmas romance. I think it's the only Christmas romance I've read this year. And we are following Harriet, who is visited by the ghost of Christmas past, linking nicely with this one, Nolan, who has been sent to haunt her this Christmas. And he spends every Christmas, or the run up to Christmas, with bad people, showing them the error of their ways, and then his job is to make them understand the error of their ways and then pass them on to the ghost of Christmas present. However, Harriet is like the nicest person ever, so why has he been sent to haunt her? I really liked this. This was very unserious and cute and cozy. It is smutty, it is spicy, not loads, but there is some spice, so a few spicy scenes through this. I think it could have gone a bit further and been a little bit clearer with the mystery, but I did have a good time, and like I said, I gave it 4 stars. I don't have loads to say about this book, but I did enjoy it, and yeah, that was a 4-star read. So those are the books I finished. I have also got this parcel to open, which has been here for a couple of days. So let's open this, and then if I have time, I'll show you a couple of things that I have received today. Right, gift note, no, that's a receipt. Let's try again. Nope. Oh, ooh, I don't know who sent it to me because there's, it's here. Let's put this down carefully on camera. Right, who sent me this? Oh, Lindsay. She said, I love this book and hope you do too. Thank you for all your fabulous content this year. Wishing you and your family all the best for 2026. Thank you, Lindsay. I hope you and your family also had a really good Christmas. This is the other Katie Lumsden book. I've actually got one already on the shelf. And this is The Secrets of Hartwood Hall. This was her debut. And I think this is about a woman who takes a job as a nanny or a governess in a house. This house is hiding something, but so is the new governess. So yeah, I'll probably read this one first because this was her debut, and then read the other one. But thank you so much for sending that my way. That's very exciting. And I've been talking for 12 minutes, so I've got a couple of minutes. So I'll show you very quickly some of the bits that I've had today. Obviously, it's just Gary and I here today. So we did gifts for each other, and then I opened all of my gifts from Chloe. I have done B-roll, so you'll already have seen some of this. But he got me this really cute little cat lamp, which lights up. I love it. He got me, you can see a theme here, cat socks. This one's only got one eye, which I kind of love. So they obviously sit on the outside of your feet. So yeah, love that. He got me, I've left the box here to remind me, he got me a cat necklace, which you might not be able to see all that well, but it's just a little kitty kind of hanging from the chain. He got me a very large box of milk tray. These are my absolute favourite, and I haven't had any for a while. And then the piece de resistance, he got me the Mina Lima edition of Frankenstein, and I don't want to give spoilers for other people who might have got this. It's absolutely stunning. Look at the end pages, and because it's a Mina Lima, it will have interactive elements to it. So I will be reading this probably in January, in all likelihood. But let's give you an idea of, like, this is the illustration style. I am lucky enough to have all of the Mina Lima classics books, so I'll be reading this soon. It is a chunky one. How many pages does this run at? Yeah, over 400 pages. One of my favourite classics. When I saw Mina Lima were doing it, I was really excited, and he was kind enough, look at that spine, he was kind enough to provide. So that was from the husband. And then Chloe went like absolutely above and beyond. So I'm not going to show you everything because I have done some B-roll, and also some of it's downstairs because it was stuff to eat, so it's gone into the snack pile. But she did get me this gingerbread biscuit bath and shower gel, which smells so good. She also got me this. This is a wicked Bluetooth speaker. Look at Galinda, she's so cute. So I'm very excited about that one. She also got me some bookworm socks, so soft. 2 bookmarks. So this one says, so many books, so little time, which is really lovely. That's from the works. And then this fabric one, which has got my initial on it. She also got me a flower pot with building blocks. That might be quite fun for post-surgery. She got me some wicked hair clips. And then book-wise, she gave me Mixed Signals by B.K. Borison, which is the next book in the Love Light Farm series that I need to read. So that was really exciting to unwrap that. So that's the update. It's been a busy time. I had such a good time with my family. Really lovely to see them. I managed to go and see my dad and my stepmom. Then I went over and saw my mum and my brother. Met my brother's new boyfriend, which was nice. Then the next day, Mum and I had some time by ourselves, which was nice. I took her to the local garden centre. Her leg's still healing, so it's good for her to get out and about and do a bit of walking. And then that afternoon, evening, me, my brother and my mum had dinner and watched the Red Shoes and did our gifts to each other, which was really lovely. And then I came back Tuesday. So it's been a whirlwind. I don't think I took very much B-roll whilst I was away. I just didn't really feel like picking up the camera. I was more just enjoying kind of taking in that time with my people. And yeah, plan for the rest of the day, tidy this stuff up, finish the pre-cooking for tomorrow, and then Gary and I are gonna have a chill evening. We've got some party food for dinner, which will be really nice. And then tomorrow is our version of Christmas Day. It's the 30th of December and I'm having such a lovely Christmas break. I feel weird saying Christmas break because I haven't been at work since October, but it does really feel like a break. Sorry, my lovely husband cut my fringe and he did a beautiful job, but I'm like forever, I don't know if other people with fringes find this, but like I'm forever finding that as soon as my hair shifts there's like another weird long bit somewhere. Yeah, it's just, this last week has just been exactly what both me and Gary needed. I think I last spoke to you on Christmas Day. So Gary and I had a very nice, quiet, slow Christmas Day. We cooked some party food. We had presents from each other. We did a little bit of prep for the following day. So I pre-made my chocolate Ferrero Rocher brownies and I pre-made cauliflower cheese. I was planning on pre-making more than that, but as it turned out, didn't have any space to put it in the fridge. So we did that on Christmas Day, and then Boxing Day, up early. My lovely in-laws always do the bird. We swapped a chicken in 2021 because actually turkey's kind of dull and really expensive. So we just get two, well my in-laws get two big chickens and roast them off, and that does the job beautifully. So they always bring the bird, but Gary and I prepped, like cleaned the house, prepped it, set the table, he did most of that. And then I was in the kitchen cooking from about 8 AM I think I started, and I did a big Christmas lunch. I put B-roll in, but like I went all out. We had all the sides, and yeah, it was fantastic. Gary sous chef for me, so he sous chefs for me anyway, and we obviously when we're hosting we host together, but he had to do a lot more this year because I can't lift things and all that sort of stuff. However, we got it done. I was so pleased with it. Everybody says they had a lovely time. I had a wonderful time. We had Charlie with us, plus Gary's parents, his brother, his brother's girlfriend, and Grandma Joyce. And it was just so lovely. And I did get a bit emotional a couple of times during the day, which I hope nobody else noticed, because I was just intensely grateful to have the Christmas, like a normal Christmas for us. It probably sounds really dumb, but like when I got my diagnosis, one of my first thoughts was like, this is going to ruin Christmas. And I love Christmas. It's my favourite time of year, and I know that makes me super basic, but whatever. But you know, Charlie is growing up before our eyes. He's 16. We've probably got 1, maybe 2 more Christmases before things potentially change. And that's how life should be. But I didn't want to lose a Christmas. And I didn't want to have a Christmas where I was like stuck in bed. And as much as I want this surgery done and I want to like get into recovery and get over this and get on with the rest of my life, I was really sad that it might impact Christmas. And obviously it hasn't. So I was just intensely grateful to have a Christmas day or a Christmas period, like as it should be in my head anyway. So we had a really wonderful time. And then, so that was Boxing Day, and then, which was the Friday, and then Saturday, it was the 3 of us here with the cats, so 6 of us. And we just slept and we ate and we watched Die Hard, introduced Charlie to it. He gave it a solid 4 out of 5, which I think from like an 80s film from a 16-year-old, that is a solid rating. We watched Die Hard and we just hung out and did not a lot of anything. And then Sunday, we still didn't do much of anything. We slept late, or the boys did. I don't sleep late, but like, you know, it was a chill morning. We took down Christmas, which I know is a controversial thing because we haven't done the 12 days. You're supposed to traditionally leave your tree up and the decorations up until the 6th of January, which is the Epiphany, which is apparently when the wise men arrived. But it happens every year. As soon as we've had Christmas, a couple of days later, I wake up and it's like a switch has gone off in my head and I'm like, I'm over it. I've got the ick. I want all the Christmas stuff gone. And it was a bit sad to take the tree down because it's definitely the best tree we've had. It was so beautiful and I love the lights, but it was just like, no, I've had enough. Plus, it was the last day Charlie's with us for the holidays, and practically I'm not much help at the moment with like lifting and stuff. So we needed his help to get like the Christmas decorations back up into the loft, to get the tree outside and all that sort of stuff. So we took the decorations down. And I know this, like every single person will say this when their Christmas decorations go down, but man, my lounge looks huge now. And then since then, I think today's Tuesday. I think we've had a couple of days anyway. Charlie went back to his mum's on Sunday. Well, he went out with his friends, but then he was going back to his mum's on Sunday afternoon. And then we've had, I think today's Tuesday. We've had a couple of days, just Gary and I, and we have barely moved. Like we've been lay on the sofa, with like snacks within arm's reach, making endless cups of tea. I've read loads. He's watched some like old man TV, and we have just rested, and it's been glorious. Today I woke up with an itch to do like a little bit, so I've done a few sort of admin-y things around the house, done a bit of laundry, all that sort of stuff. I've also done the charity donations. By the time this goes up, the post will be on my community tab, so if you want to see more about it, you can look there. But the channel raised over £600 this year, which I am so like excited about, proud of. If it's something I could be proud of, because it's stuff that you guys do. In case you're new here, all of my AdSense, all of the Etsy money, and half of any paid like posts that I do, although I don't think I had any paid ones this year, go into a charity account and I donate at the end of the year. And this year we were supporting Street Paws and Read Easy, 2 fantastic charities. One helps adults with literacy issues, helps them learn to read, and Street Paws looks after homeless pets basically, and helps people who are dealing with homelessness kind of keep their pets with them and keep them healthy. So yeah, I've done the donations this morning. They got £312 each, plus because I'm UK taxpayer, so I also added gift aid on top of that. So that's been done today, so that's fantastic. It also means I will definitely get a call from the fraud squad at the bank on Monday when they open, because a lot of money has gone out of my account today. So that was really wonderful to do. So bits like that. And yeah, I thought I'd come and chat to you. There will be one more clip before the end of this vlog, because I'll do like a wrap-up clip, because I'm obviously not ready to do that. I'm currently reading what I think will be my last book of the year, but we will see. And yeah, I just wanted to come and chat and say hello. I have got 3 books I finished. I want to show you some of the Christmas presents that I've been given, like the bookish ones. And I've got a parcel to open, so I thought we would do that together. I think that's probably all the waffle. What else did I do? Oh, I've also settled on the 2026 charities, which will also be up on the community tab by the time you see this. So many of you responded and gave me fantastic charities and causes to look at. So thank you to everybody who did that. I have looked at every single one in detail, which has been a really nice thing to do. I always like doing it in the last week of the year and just thinking about intentions for next year and where I want to put my energy and the channel's energy. So I have decided for 2026 we're going to support 2 charities again. Sorry, my neighbour is being super loud with his car outside, apologies. I've gone for, seriously, it's obnoxious. He's really nice, but that car is obnoxious. So we are going to be supporting Cancer Research and Mind. We've supported Mind before when I first started doing this as a charity channel, which I think was back in, whenever we got monetized, 2019 maybe. I really need to have a look and do some sort of like recap of all the money we've raised and who we've raised money for at some point, which I will do. We supported them the first year, and I want to go back to them again. I've chosen these 2 charities basically because unfortunately this year cancer has touched my family with a couple of different people, and my mental health, as we know, has been really bad this year. It's been really, difficult. Mind is a charity that I've spoken about quite a lot because they have a very special place in my heart. Not to get like too deep into it in a December reading vlog, but they saved my life when I was 20. I was in a very bad place, and their website, their helpline, the information that they gave really helped me. I'm trying to talk about charity stuff. Do we need the loud car outside? They really, really helped me, and I think the work that they do is incredibly important. And then, like I said, Cancer Research, unfortunately this year, more than one member of my family has been touched by cancer. It's something that's been very close to me, and family members, and I just feel like those are the charities that I want to support this year. So thank you to everybody who made suggestions. There were some fantastic ones. If you're looking for charities to support, please go and have a look at that post because there's some great suggestions in there. But those are the 2 that I have chosen for this year, for 2026, and I hope you guys are up for it. Right, let's talk about some of the presents I've had, then I'll show you the books that I've read. So I just want to show you, I'm not showing you everything I've got for Christmas. I have been very spoiled. I'm very lucky, but I pulled out some of these things in particular because they are bookish. So first of all, you saw me open part of the parcel, I think at the start of this vlog, which is from Milena, because she sent me this gorgeous parcel because she sent me snacks, which, by the way, the biscuits have gone. Turns out they were like, I think I put a B-roll clip in. They were 3D biscuits. They like slotted together to form a bell. I mean, they've gone. They were delicious. I think the closest thing I can kind of compare it to with British biscuits, it was like a nice or a nice biscuit, like the thin ones with sugar on, but it had chocolate on one side. They were amazing. And the chocolate gingerbread balls, I don't know how else to describe them. I am rationing those. I've got about that much left of the packet, and I'm thoroughly enjoying them. But she also put a couple of wrapped things in. So she included this beautiful postcard, which is by Esther Bennett, who's one of my favourite illustrators. So beautiful, and she wrote a lovely message on the back. There was also an apple pie candle. I'm not sure, it doesn't say what the brand is. I don't know if this is one she made, maybe? I don't know. It smells incredible. I know, you can't smell it, but it smells exactly like apple pie. I am very seasonal with my scents, so I will have to save this for next autumn. But autumn 2026, this will be coming out. I might like sit and read The Hobbit whilst this candle is burning. And then, right, so she made me weep in a good way. Even thinking about it now, it's making me emotional. So I knew, obviously you saw the clip, so I knew that this was a book sleeve, right, that she'd made me. And I was really excited to open it, but I was not prepared for how emotional it would make me. One, because of the colours that she chose, which is so thoughtful, but it's also got my name on it. And like, she has made me this with her own hands, and there was just something about that made me incredibly emotional, and I just really appreciate it. So this is the book sleeve. So she went for green and pink, because green and pink go great together. It's a wicked reference. And she put my name on the bottom of it. And first of all, this is glorious. I would buy that. If I bought this and this arrived, I'd be so happy. But it's even better because she made it for me specifically. Like, the inside is so silky. I love the fabric. And then inside this, because she wasn't quite finished there, she included a book. And the book she chose is one that has been recommended. So many of you have recommended it to me since I've become unwell. And I have wanted to read it. And it was a book that I was like, if I don't get it for Christmas, I will buy it. And it was in the book sleeve from Milena, and it is Wintering: The Power of Rest and Retreat in Difficult Times by Catherine May. Obviously you can see why people would recommend this to me at the moment. So yeah, this really made me weep. I will be reading this in January. My January TBR is way out of hand, but this one feels like an important one to read right now. And yeah, the whole thing just made me emotional. I feel like this is gonna make me cry, but probably in a good way, a cathartic way. So those are the gifts from Milena. So Milena, obviously we've been in touch. Thank you so much for your kindness and your generosity. It just absolutely blew me away. I am definitely someone who would rather have like a small, thoughtful gift than like a big flashy one. The ones that I get emotional over are always the ones where I feel like seen by the other person. And that definitely made me feel seen, so thank you. Then also another bookish one, but not as emotional. It's from my boss at work. She is lovely, and obviously she knows I'm bookish, but yeah, she got me this, which is just really fun, which is Bookish Cats. So we've got The Great Gatsby, Alice's Adventures in Whiskerland, Pride and Prejudice, Charlie and the Catnip Factory, The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, Anna Karenina, Romeo and Juliet, The Claudicy, and Don Quixote, which is just so fun. So yeah, it's just a fun like shopping bag, but it's got like obviously the Bookish Cats in it, so I'll put that in my I always have one of those bags in my backpack or my handbag, so that if I end up shopping I have something to put things in. And then she also got me this really lovely bookish keyring. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with this, to be honest, because I don't have a bunch of keys, but it is lovely, and it's got The Secret Garden, and Then There Were None, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, and Foundation on it. So it's really cool. So I loved that from her. And then Charlie has become so good at choosing presents. He's 16, so we obviously bankroll for him, although we might be coming to the end of that gravy chain soon. But I buy for his dad, like he sends me the links of what he wants to get for Gary, I set him a budget, and Gary does the same for me. And so Charlie chooses everything, and he also wrapped everything this year as well, which makes it extra special. And boy, did he choose well. So first of all, he got me a Waterstones gift card. So excellent choice. Very, very excited to go and spend this. I was tempted because I did shop in the Waterstones Christmas Day, Boxing Day sale. Those books will be coming in January. I bought 6 books, which is a bit excessive. I did start out with 11 in my basket though, so I think we culled it quite well. And I was tempted to use this gift card to obviously offset some of the cost of that. But actually, I was talking to Charlie about it, and he wants me to go into the bookshop and have a mooch and enjoy the whole experience. So at some point in January or February, I will take myself off when I'm feeling well enough for a couple of hours. Probably go and get some breakfast at the lounge, have a bit of a wander around town. I will do the secondhand bookshops first, then go into Waterstones and pick something or a few somethings with his gift card. So I may well turn that into a vlog. I don't know if you guys would be interested in that. But yeah, that was the first thing that he picked me. And then this, like the noise that came out of me when I opened it, my sister-in-law took a picture of me. I was sat on the floor, so it's a very unflattering picture, but I will put a picture up here if I remember of me opening it. Because he got me, let's show you the front first. He got me, are you ready? A Wicked hoodie, which is this black one. It's nice and thin. I like a thin hoodie because I'm usually wearing like t-shirts underneath. So this is the front, and it says Munchkinland. And I was already like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever. And then Gary said, look at the back. He was not wrong. So look at this graphic. This is absolutely stunning. So it says Munchkinland's famous tulip field, tulip fair even, and then Wicked underneath. And again, I could have wept because I just felt really seen. He knows I love books. He's obviously listened to me which one about Wicked all year, and he just chose so incredibly well. So now that I've shown you guys, I can wash this, and then I'll be wearing it in most vlogs from now on until I wear a hole in it. So that was from Charlie. And so yeah, I've had some really, really lovely gifts. I do have one more box that has arrived with, I think is from Michelle, because she did say she'd sent something. But we'll get to this in a minute. First of all, we're now 17 minutes into this clip. Let's talk about the books that I read. So, Twixmas, I just pick books up at random. I don't ever plan books for between Christmas and New Year. I had finished my kind of set TBR, not that my TBR was particularly set, but the books that I'd chosen for December I'd already finished. So I was just choosing on vibes, books that I think will be, that I'll enjoy, or books that I'm drawn to for one reason or another. So the first book that I finished since I last spoke to you is from the lovely Sarah, and this is Do Me a Favour by Cathy Yardley. I read Role Playing by Cathy Yardley last December, and it very nearly made its way into my favourite books of the year because I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I was like, clearly I just read these books in December. This one I didn't love as much. I did enjoy it. It just didn't hit as well for me as her other one. Anyway, in this one we are following Willa, who moves to this tiny town, it's on an island, I think. She moves to this tiny town on an island, moves into her aunt's house. So let's start at the beginning. Brain fog today. Her aunt has passed away and left Willa this house, so she moves into it. She's in her 40s, late 40s. One thing I really like about Cathy Yardley, or the romance I've read from her so far, is she tends to have older protagonists, which is really nice. Willa is starting over because 2 years ago her husband passed away, and her aunt then leaves her this house, and she kind of moves in because she doesn't really know what she's doing with her life, and she feels a bit directionless. And she is a writer. She writes cookbooks for a living, and she's given this absolutely hilarious, brilliantly hilarious job where she has to write a cookbook for this sexy cook on TikTok. So it's this guy who cooks things whilst half naked, and she doesn't know where to start with this because she doesn't feel desirable. While she's on the island, she meets Hudson, who is the local handyman. His son's dog ends up running away and ends up in Willa's garage during a storm. So they kind of meet, and it's about their relationship. And yeah, I enjoyed this. I like I said, I like that she has older protagonists. I like the representation of grief and mental health that's in here. Hudson is also dealing with a lot of things. He's got grown-up twin kids, a son and a daughter, who are in their early 20s. He became a parent very young, and their mother left. So he's kind of been looking after them and has kind of put off what he really wants from life. So just realised that the postman has just arrived, possibly another parcel for me. And yeah, so this is a lot about kind of finding yourself, kind of taking your life in a new direction. This idea that it's like never too late, which I love. I just didn't connect with this as much as I did with role playing, and I felt like we didn't really get to the point for quite a while, and then the ending felt quite rushed. So I think initially I gave this a 4-star, but it's been a few days and I'm thinking I'll drop it to a 3.5. I did enjoy it, and thank you very much, Sarah, for giving me the chance to read it. I just didn't love it as much as the others. So yeah, that was a book that I read. And then the next one I picked up was also gifted. I think a lot of these books have been gifted because I am a very lucky woman. This was from Emma. She sent this to me a while ago, and I was really excited for this book. I picked this up because I really thought it was going to be a 5-star. Turned out to be a 3. But that book is Hey Zoey by Sarah Cosson. I was chatting to Joy, and she said that this book was recently re-released with a different title, and I now can't remember what the title was off the top of my head, so I will put it in the description. But the title that it's been re-released under makes a lot more sense for what the story is about. So I thought this was a book about a woman whose name is something, Dolores, who finds a sex doll that her husband has hidden in their garage. These books both kind of start with women in garages, very different vibes though. She finds this sex doll called Zoey that he's hidden in the garage, and it is about, I thought it was about her forming like a friendship with Zoey. What it's actually about is loneliness and trauma. Check content warnings for this as well. It's very dark, and I always liked Sarah Coston's writing. I loved Here the Beehive, We the Beehive, her Beehive one that came out last year or the year before. I really enjoyed that one. This one just didn't hit, and I kind of got to the end. I read it really quickly. It's a fast read, because this isn't in verse, but it's just something about her writing style. It's short chapters. You just want to keep going and going and going. And I did want to read to the end. I just wasn't sure what the point was when I got there. So yeah, this is quite a dark one. I gave it 3 stars. Tiny bit disappointing, but again, I'm so grateful that I had the chance to read it. Let's put these over here because I'm going to open that parcel in a second. And then, what I think will be my second to last read of the year was a 5-star. So this is So Thrilled for You by Holly Bourne. Somebody, lovely person, also gifted this to me. This is from Lindsay. Was this a birthday present? Yes, this was a birthday present from Lindsay. So thank you, Lindsay. I have read all of Holly Bourne's YA books, but I've never read any of her adult stuff. And I heard about this because this book was huge last year when it came out. But because of subject matter, I wasn't really that interested. And then I saw Win from Literary Diversions give this like a rave review. And I was like, that's interesting, because the topic is not what I would expect Win to want to read either. So I was like, okay, I'll put it on my wish list. It does look interesting. And then obviously I was kind of gifted it for my birthday. And yeah, I read this in 2 sittings. I could not put it down, and it was a 5-star. So this one's a little bit complicated. We've got 4 points of view. We've got 4 women on the day of a baby shower for one of them. So one of them is heavily pregnant and about to give birth, and it's her baby shower. Another one is throwing the baby shower for the one that's pregnant, and she is struggling with fertility issues. She's not been able to get pregnant, but she's decided that she wants to throw this baby shower for her friend. We've then got the third one has had a baby. Her son is 9 months old, and she's really struggling. She had a really traumatic birth, and she's really struggling with postnatal depression. And the fourth one is this kind of high-flying career woman. She is not interested in having children, which she's very vocal about, and she is kind of resenting the others because she's never got married and she's never had children, so there's never been a big celebration for her. And it's a very, very hot day. It's like the hottest day of the year, and you know at the beginning that at this party something terrible has happened, but you don't know exactly what's happened and you don't know how they've got there. And so you get these 4 women's point of views, and then interspersed you also get like comment sections from websites, you get police short transcripts from police interviews, all that kind of thing. So this read really quickly, and the chapter's really short. So like I said, I flew through this. I will say that I thought the reveal could have been a bit more exciting. However, I still gave this 5 stars. Every time I was in a character's point of view, I was on her side, and I was like, the others are completely unreasonable. Then I'd swap into a different character and I'd be on her side instead. So Holly Bourne, I think, is an absolute master of creating characters. I've said this before with her young adult, and clearly the same is true with her adult books. I now want to read all of her adult books. I didn't think I'd want to read this because motherhood is not a theme that I love reading about in books, pregnancy, all that sort of stuff. I have been through that process of trying to decide whether or not to have children, and it's just not generally something that I want to read about. But Holly Bourne did it so well. I was just hooked into these women. Her mental health rep is incredible. Please check content warnings before you pick this up. This is very dark. It deals with infertility, IVF, miscarriage. It deals with postnatal depression and psychosis. It deals with a very traumatic birth that one of the characters has been through. It deals with flashbacks and PTSD. There's a whole lot going on, and these women have been friends since they were 19 and at university together, and I just loved that kind of look at how friendships survive or don't as you grow up, and as life moves you all in such different directions. Can you hold on to those friendships, and should you hold on to those friendships? And yeah, I just thought it was fantastic. Gave it 5 stars. Thoroughly enjoyed it. So that's the bookish update, and now we've got a parcel to open. So it's quite a big box that arrived. I've cut the top open so you don't have to watch me flail about. But I haven't looked inside. So let's open this because I've got 26 minutes I've been talking. This vlog is going to be so long. Oh gosh. Okay. This is what I can see. Let's do a gift note first. So that's a receipt. It is Michelle. 2026 might start with a mammoth challenge, but I know you'll meet it, and I look forward to seeing you grow from strength to strength. From Michelle. Thank you, Michelle. It's going to make me weep again. And that's an enjoy your gift. And Merry Christmas. Apologies for my tardiness. You're not tardy at all. This year has been a lot, but I want to say thank you nonetheless from Michelle. She is just one of the best, Michelle. We chat quite a bit back and forth. She's had a rough old year as well. Oh my gosh, Michelle. Okay. So, oh crikey. So she sent me this Kirkitson hand cream set, which is my favourite. This is the Carnival Parade one, which has got sweet plum, pistachio ice cream and marble mint. It's such a lovely set. I will link it underneath in case you were interested. And 2 books. Oh my gosh, I've just seen the second book, which is underneath. Okay, I'm excited for both of these. First of all, Skandar and the Unicorn Thief by A.F. Steadman. I think it was Leanne I saw talking about this at Leanne Rose, who sold me on this because it's like a middle grade magic school. The unicorns, oh look at that. The unicorns are like vicious and bloodthirsty. So very excited to read that. Let's make a pile so I can sort out my book stuff. So that's very exciting to read. And then, Michelle. Bury Your Bones in the Midnight Soil by V. Schwab. I have wanted to read this and I've been nervous to read it because I've heard so many mixed reviews. However, I love Addie LaRue, so I feel like this might be a book for me. I don't know much about this because I have avoided spoilers, but I know it's about 3 different women throughout time. So I'll read you just this tiny bit. Look at these end pages. I'm sure you guys have heard of this book. It's been a massive book this year. This is a story about hunger. 1532, Santo Domingo de la Calzada. Apologies for absolutely butchering that. This is a story about love. 1927, London. This is a story about rage. 2019, Boston. This is a story about life, how it ends and how it starts again. I mean, this book is beautiful. Like, look at that. I so nearly bought it in the Waterstone sale as well, and then didn't. For some reason. Lucky I didn't because Michelle has provided. Thank you so much, lovely. I will have obviously messaged you way before this video goes up. I appreciate you and the gifts so much. Right, that's probably enough waffling for me. It's now half an hour long, this clip. Rest of today, I'm going to write myself a list for January. I've got like odd notes in my phone, but I need to collate them all and write down my things I would like to achieve in January, obviously depending on operations and stuff. I'm going to edit this to this point, and then I will be back on the sofa with the husband, food, and books. And those are almost all the books that I read in the month of December. It's now the start of January. I think it's the 2nd today, and I am coming in to wrap up the wrap up. As you can see, Christmas tree is gone. I'm giving one of my Christmas jumpers as the last wear of the season. And yeah, I've got one more book to talk to you about. I'm going to try and make this clip short because I think this video may be over 2.5 hours long, which is ridiculous, and I apologise. But I have read a lot of books this month, and I wanted to kind of capture all the Christmassy stuff that we've been doing as well. So the final book that I read in 2025 was Enter the Body by Joy McCullough, which my lovely friend Joy gifted me for Christmas. You saw me open this earlier in the month. And I decided to pick this up because I wanted one more read that I was excited about, which was this. And also this is written largely in verse. So I was like, I'll be able to read this quickly and finish it before the end of the year, because I don't mind carrying books from month to month, but I don't want to carry a book from a year to a different year, which is probably a bit of a weird thing, but that's how my brain works. Plus I was talking to Joy, we were chatting back and forth, and I mentioned that I was reading this book as well, so that was a kind of nice thing as well. Also, it turns out, and this, maybe I should save this for my wrapping up 2025 video. Anyway, my first book of the year, I didn't realise was, oh, hang on, I think we're getting a delivery. We're not getting a delivery, it's just my neighbours faffing about with their cars at the front. Yeah, the first book of the year that I read was Shakespeare related, and the last book of the year that I read was Shakespeare related. That was not deliberate, but it was quite a cool thing when I saw my StoryGraph stats. Anyway, I really enjoyed this. I gave this 4 stars. I think I said this when I opened it, but I saw Shannon at 155 Books read and review this, or I don't know if she reviewed it or talked about it as an upcoming Shakespeare book that she was excited for. I really liked this. This is one, I think, for the Shakespeare nerds. We are in the trap room, which, for anyone that doesn't know, is basically the room under the stage. And we are with a collection of Shakespeare's heroines, but we hear from Juliet, Cordelia, and, oh my gosh, who was the other one? Ophelia. And they are there as ghosts. There are other Shakespeare heroines, Shakespeare women, who are also there in ghost form, and these women are retelling their stories from their point of view and kind of putting their own spin on it. I loved this. Like I said, it's definitely one for the Shakespeare nerds. It was also very feminist. I think on the front it says, entrancing, fiercely feminist, and it definitely is. It's quite gruesome in places, because his plays are quite gruesome in places, and it definitely made me think. So thank you, Joy, for giving me the chance to read this. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and yeah, final read of the year, 4 stars, what a win. So let's do stats with my green notebook. This is the last time you will see this. The pages, it's a really lovely book, but the pages just keep falling out, and that's irritating me, so I have treated myself to a new book for 2026. Okay, so let's do stats. Number of books read. I finished on 19 books for December, which, apart from August, where I did 31 and 31, that is my highest reading month of the year, so that's really pleasing. I read 6,172 pages, which is 199 per day. I aim, as you guys will know if you've been here for a while, I aim for 150 pages a day, so that was great. It was also a really good rating month, because my average star rating was 4.05, so I read a lot, and I also really enjoyed a lot of what I was reading. My favourite book of the month was difficult. There were 2 books that I was kind of going back and forth in my head, but I've gone for So Thrilled for You by Holly Bourne. I keep thinking about this, and it's kind of a book on paper that I shouldn't have liked, and I loved it. I think I said in my review, she's just the master of character creation. So that is my favourite read for December. Most disappointing, I mean, there were a couple that are a little bit not great. A Heart for Christmas was not great, but I wasn't really expecting that to be like fantastically written. I kind of bought it more for the Advent feature of it. But the book that I've chosen is one that I really expected to love, because I really love this author, and it was a bit of a dud, and that's The Institution by Helen Fields. I can't believe I'm saying that Helen Fields' book is disappointing, but it was. I was bored. I already forgot most of it, and that's not usually my experience with her books. So that was my most disappointing. My TBR stands at 28 books to finish the year on, so I have reduced the TBR by 5 from the end of November. The oldest book on my TBR is After You'd Gone, which is from April, and that is in my January stack, so you will see me read that in January, hopefully. And then balancing the books, I had 12 books go off the TBR, 9 books come in, so 3 more out than in, and then year to date is 19 more out than in, so that's fantastic. As for my shelves, that you will see a video a couple of weeks after this one with my October, November, December unhaul, but I've got 7 books staying on my shelves and 12 going out. I've got hiccups now, going out. So that is the end of December. It's been a really good month. I have managed to do all the things that I wanted to do, which is really good. I have had to rest more and all that sort of stuff. Having Gary at home for a whole week has been fantastic. I'm a little bit nervous about January because 1, I don't know when I'm getting a hospital date, and 2, I'm a little bit worried that I am going to crash after having such a good December, but I have put some things in place. I've got some plans on the horizon, which I won't talk about here because this video is already too long, but there are things happening or planned for January. And yeah, let's just hope that I get a phone call from the hospital as well at some point, but we will see. Thank you if you have watched all the way to the end of this really long video. Also, because I haven't said it in a video yet, and I know you're seeing this in January, but thank you so much for being here for 2025. I appreciate every single one of you so very much. I appreciate all the views, the likes, the shares, the comments, chatting with me in Discord or on Instagram or on Threads, or anywhere else that you chat to me. The emails that you guys send me is always really fun. The gifts that you sent me, you really don't have to, but I just deeply, deeply appreciate it. And yeah, thank you for kind of, it sounds really cheesy, but thank you for kind of holding me together and holding me up in a really difficult year. I just appreciate all of you so much. Okay, that's enough of that. If you got to this point in the video, just leave me your favourite Christmas emoji. Whatever Christmas emoji comes to mind, leave that for me. So a Christmas tree, a snowman, a present, the sparkly like stars, whatever Christmas means to you, leave that emoji for me in the comments. Please subscribe if you'd like more of this chaos, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks everyone. Bye.